Howdy folks, and welcome back to another episode of Cranky Conrods. Yay! Anyway, so we're going to be doing the drive shaft now on the w124 chassis, the E-Class 2.2 Coupe. Now, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be changing the drive shaft gaiters, the boots, whatever you like to call them, where you're from. I'm going to show you guys how to do it, clean them up, tidy them up, and everything else. I've already done one of the drive shaft for you, so you could see it in the thumbnail, the before and after. And here we go. So, first things first, what we're going to do is locate the little clips just here. We're just going to use a little flat little screwdriver. I mean, you're supposed to use these specialist tools and blah, 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 and you don't need to. So, just quickly going to find the end of so. Try not to knock you guys off the table. You know, you might vibrate. There we go. There's one. There's two. So voila, like so. I mean, if you wanted to, you could slice the boot. You know, that's up to you. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to pop him out like so. Oh, look, you guys are, yeah, I'll get back on there a second, you. Oh, well, never mind. There we go. Anyway, so, what we're going to do now is these little caps here, they separate. But you're not going to go beating the absolute stink out of them, because we need them to seat. So, just a little, like so. There you go, she's already going. We're not beating it. That's not what it calls for. So, like so. And as you can see, there's no damage done to it. So, that was had a bit of water in him. Now, what we are going to do is on this one, pull it down a bit, is we're just going to do the same again to this side. Just lightly tap him off. He's been a bit more stubborn. Ah! Ding! Dinner time! Loud. Crowbar gravity! Yeehaw! Obviously didn't want to be up there. This doesn't want to, this wants to stay on here. Damn you. Here we go, he's going out. Come on. He just doesn't want to play. Ah. Here we go, we're already started, and I hate doing drive shafts. I don't mind doing many things, but drive shafts, you get more dirtier doing these than you do doing the gearbox. Come on. Hey, woo! Finally! Anyway, right. So, let me get you guys down so you guys can have a look, bit more of a look. Okay, here we go. Right, so that all comes off. Doodle-doo-doo. Now, here's the messy part, people. Folks, fillets, whatever. Just inside here, you're going to really get in there and clean your shaft. Like so. Like that, and then as you can see, you can make out now you've got a C-clip, like so. And where's our ends? There we go. There's our ends just here. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm just going to put a little screwdriver in there, one in there, 2 little screwdrivers, and we're just gonna prise them apart. C-clip pliers you can use, you know, much quicker. Right, so with a bit of magic of editing, you've seen me not swear anymore or getting ratty with it, but we've managed to get the clip out. Just take your time not to bend it, etc. There we go, give that to my little assistant. Now, these actually call for you to press these out. Now, you're supposed to put this in the press the centre out and push it through. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cheat. And I'll show you guys just a sec when I get it all set up. Right, so now I've now got you all guys all set up. The shaft is nice and tight in the vise. We're just going to go ahead, use a 1/2 inch socket, you know, whatever preferences you would like to use. What we're going to do is, so we don't burr the edges off, because that's the one thing we don't want to be doing. We're just going to go in the centre, like so. And with this very the smallest block hammer that I've got, didn't drop a ball bearing out, did I? No. You don't have to beat the hell out of it. It doesn't need to be. And as you can see, we haven't burred it over, and we can still reuse it and everything else, and we retain most of the grease in the bearing. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead and wipe all this off, because this is the bit I hate. Ugh, like so, straight in the bag. Right, so we clean our shaft. Now, then the metal piece comes off. We'll go and clean that up. There we go, there's that. See what I mean, folks? You just get absolutely canned. I hate doing drive shafts. Absolutely hate it. So get that clip off. Clip a screwdriver for that, like so. There's nothing wrong with these boots, it's just that the guy wants to just do primitive maintenance, because I'll show you guys hopefully what it is we're doing, and you know, you never know, he might let us do a bit more to help him. Well, you know, we've done a bit to help him. God, goodness me, she's crispy, but she's all good. Right. Yeah. And there we go. Near enough in real time. One axle shaft stripped down and cleaned. We're going to go ahead, clean all this out here, and clean this out, dry it out, repack it with grease, etc. And I'll get you guys back in a minute once I've cleaned it all up, and we've cleaned up our mess a little bit. Right, folks, so we've now cleaned them all up. There we go. Cleaned them all up, took all the grease out of him, and kind of cleaned up the drive shaft a bit around here. So what we're going to do now is quite possibly, which obviously we're going to put the rust treatment on, acid etches, and our final coats of paint, and then obviously we'll reassemble, and I'll show you guys in a bit more later on, probably like to be more the next day. Because obviously it's that getting on to that time where we have to pick up our little tiddlers. So, yes, as of now, we've got stripped it down took the clips, everything, cleaned everything all up, nice and clean. And we're not going to do the bolts because apparently he reckons he might have got some new ones. So what we're going to do, just briefly, is just get a little bit of grease, just a tiny amount, nothing stupid. Just going to a little bit of grease on the rubber, like so. A nice little bit of grease. That's going to help us slide it down because these ones are quite tight. You can also go ahead and boil them, put them in warm boiling water. That'll make them go a bit more supple. But yeah. Right, see, now we get to there and it's stuck. So we're just going to carefully put a flathead screwdriver behind it, and we're just going to assist it and walk it round like so. Come on. Yeah, it's like, yeah, let's keep the comments to ourselves, folks. You know, there we go. So we're not going to stab at it. So we're not stabbing at the boot. We're just going to use it, slide it down. Put that like so, and get one of my grease packets. Don't be afraid to put quite a bit in these. Oh dear, right, here we go. So, on the clock. Don't be afraid to get your fingers right in there and poke the grease right down as much as you can. You know, because we've taken most of the grease out. So we don't want you can never have too much grease in here. Obviously you're not going to fill it right to the top because that would just be silly. Right. Like I say, guys, then we're just going to clean up the rim and the edge. Slide our drive shaft boot down. And see this little ring? The rubber boot sits up to that metal ring. So like that. And then we're going to lie him down. Not stab at it, pop it over, and we've got to clean all the excess off. We've already been and painted the actual shaft itself, so we'll do this one at the end. Make sure we got as much grease as we can. Yep. To make sure it returns and rotates freely and it hasn't pulled off of here. Now, if you want the part number for this one, there's your part number for the big clips for the drive shaft gaiters. Like I say, the person that we're doing this for has ordered all the parts for us, and so far he's done a pretty good, decent job of ordering the right parts. So it's all good. Well, with these, can be quite a fiddly pain in the butt. So what you do is you start to hook them in, push them down, and the idea is to get these as tight as you can get them using your fingers. Why do I always get the ones that struggle? Anyway, we'll go to there then. Obviously, what's up with this clip, man? Going to go in now, hook our clip in. That doesn't want to clip in for some reason, like so. Using a pair of these. We're just going to like so. And that one hasn't taken. Why? Right, so we're going to get on now and do the next one. We had some quite difficulties with that one. I don't know why, but the clip that we had just didn't, for some reason, I think it had a manufacturer's error in it, but nonetheless. So you've got some universal ones, like these. And all we're going to do is cut these to length. So that. I'm going to cut these to take the sharp edges off, like so. He says, everything when you put it on camera seems to always go wrong. Right, so we'll take the edge off it. Right, hook it in. And why does everything keep breaking on me today? Everything just keeps breaking on me. Well, that stinks. Anyway. That sucks. Anyway, so that one's on. Doesn't look pretty, but I'll have to come back to that one and just redo it. Anywho, there you go. You got the idea. Now, that looks like garbage. But anyway, don't always win. Now, getting these rings back on takes a little bit of persuading. So, hang on a second. You know, I've got a really quite large old socket that we're going to use. Caked in gunk again. Making sure that we've got all our bearings still in there. Stand up our drive shaft. Put the top back on. Put our socket on the top. And you've got to be careful that you don't twist this too much, because all the ball bearings will fall out. And just very gently just pulls it. Right folks, so as you would have seen me doing, I forgot to put the rubber boot on first. So yeah, so even, you know, we kind of look at what we're doing. You know, but these things do happen, you know, don't make the same mistake as I just did, you know, etc, etc. So one drive shaft on. Gonna slot our, being careful now not to poke it through, because, you know, that's That would be bad. For some reason, today we are having I think we're going to have to go back and warm this one up, folks, because I don't think this one's going to let me do it. Right, hashtag 5 times, take it apart, put it back together. Finally got it all put back together. I'll put that back on, and then that, yeah. I mean, you're all probably saying, and yes, you'd be right. Right, anyway, we're going to do that bit out. Right, so what we're going to do here is just with our fingers, not lose all the bearings out of our thing. Trying to show you guys and everything else is quite a pain in the ass. This one has been such a pain in the doozy. C-clip pliers, you know, are easier. But where would the fun be in that? Right, folks, so to put these back together, we're going to put the drive shaft bolts back in, like so, opposed to 180 degrees, slot them in like so, sit it up like so, push them through, both sides. That'll give us our alignment, and then what we're going to do is just go ahead, using the vise, like so, turn it 180 degrees, I ain't going anywhere, and there we have it, one rebuilt drive shaft. Gonna go and hang. So now we take the things out, no matter which ones we put them in, look, they all go in. So here we go. Anyway, gonna put the last clip on there now. Don't ever put that clip on and then expect all this to turn, because you might need to maneuver it slightly and that don't move. So always do that this clip last, and you won't have any trouble. But I'll get you guys caught back up in a minute when it's all painted and finished, cleaned up and everything else. Right, folks, so there's the finished product. It's all nice and clean, painted, and ready to go back on the car now. Yeah, so hopefully for some more years to come, this is all going to be working and all happy. And it'll certainly look hell of a lot better. And we might even have the subframe bushes and stuff to do, and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what it is that we're getting into. But the first thing he's asked us to do is the drive shafts and the diff. So if I can just get you guys to hit the like, subscribe, and all that usual fancy stuff, and I'd be grateful. And also, as the saying goes, much love from me, and peace out.